Hi everybody, and welcome to your moment with Christ. Today, we are going to work on a reflection from my women's devotional, and it states to read Matthew chapter 19, 20 through 22, and the story is called Press Towards Jesus. Kelly looked at herself in the mirror and sighed, a sigh of total, utter exhaustion. She felt much older than her 36 years. It felt as though she'd been struggling with insomnia, muscle pain, and fatigue forever and all over. One doctor diagnosed her with Epstein-Barr, another with depression. Another simply said she didn't have any diagnosis. One seemed to hint that she may be making her symptoms up. Kelly knew God was in control, but it was hard to trust on days like this, when all she wanted to do was crawl under the covers and sob. "God, where are you?" she cried. "How much longer do I have to go through this?" Kelly was desperate, so she leaned on Jesus. No, he didn't miraculously heal her, but he graciously helped her each and every day as she leaned on him for strength. The woman who touched Jesus' cloak must have felt the same sort of desperation. The Bible says she had been bleeding for 12 years. Not only was she suffering physically, she was also probably suffering emotionally. In Jewish society, such a woman would have been labeled unclean. Because of this stature, she would have been considered an outcast. The loneliness and isolation must have felt overwhelming. No wonder she pressed through the multitude of people who were following the Messiah. She must have believed that touching him was her only hope. Imagine her breathless expectation as she reached toward Jesus, and her overflowing relief when she realized that he had indeed relieved her suffering. What joy must have flooded her very instant she touched the hem of his cloak. Are you feeling desperate like these two women? Yes. Do you cry for relief from lingering illnesses? Daily moments? Yes. If so, take comfort in the fact that Jesus is near and that he is like the great physician. Sometimes he heals in an instant, as he did in this story. At other times he heals over a period of years, or he waits to heal, allowing us to press into him so that he can strengthen us with power throughout his spirit and our inner being. Ephesians 3:16, at still other times he does not heal. Then, like Paul, we learn that God's power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. The ways in which God ministers to people are varied as the people he touches, but he is always faithful to bring peace and joy even to the midst of the suffering. Today, press close to him. You'll experience his power. I had read the other story about the woman touching the cloak, and now reading the story of the second woman, Kelly. You know, I look at these two women and I feel so close to them because they know the suffering, they understand the suffering. And I know that they knew that if God didn't heal them, that there was a reason. That's how I feel at times. If God is going to choose not to heal me, then maybe he's going to heal somebody through me. Who knows, maybe me being an organ donor, maybe one day I'll heal somebody else. I don't know. Maybe I'll be healed through somebody who organ donors to me. You just don't know. But all you can do is lean into him and trust. You have to trust. With that, I'm going to leave you to reflect on this and just think about how much you're suffering or someone you love is suffering. And lean into Christ. That's what he wants. Have a beautiful and blessed afternoon. Thank you for sharing with me today.